This is Pig 60. Wait, you already know that, don't you? Alright, but anyways, yes, I'm back to this game. And it's all because of a like goal that I set right as I published the video. So I didn't actually record my initial reaction to reaching my like goal. I'll try my best to recreate it. So here you go. What a beautiful morning. Let's check my channel pretty quickly. I posted my video like 2 days ago, so I'm not expecting much, but holy Jesus! I'm gonna have to try this all over again, ain't I? Not like I'm gonna suffer from a mental breakdown while I'm doing this. But the end of the journey is never what matters. It's the friends we made along the way. Alright, but enough yapping. Let's get right into the video. So after trying and failing for about 6 hours, I'm crying because I know that other people can do this way faster than me, I realized I made a big dum-dum. I had no idea that you could put more than one bullet in the gun. So my strategy was to feed Ziggy the grass, and then while Piggy Robbie, whatever their name is, was paralyzed by Ziggy, I would run to the bank, speedrun the obstacle course, and reach the robot. Then shoot the robot, get the chip. As soon as I was leaving, Robbie would get me, and I would be killed once again. But after I discovered that the gun could hold 2 bullets at once, I literally did it second try. I literally wasted 6 hours of my life. I wasted the entire morning of the day and half of the afternoon. Hey, but I did this all for you. I did it all for you, so you better subscribe right now and smash that like button, or else I will be very sad. But if you just got in my channel and you don't know what the heck you are doing here, I'll explain it to you really quick. So a few weeks ago, I started playing this game called Pig 64, which is by the same developer of Roblox Piggy, which is the game that I'm playing right now. And if you are wondering why I'm playing this game, it's because I need to play this game in order to unlock the ending of Pig 64. But the problem is that I have absolutely no experience with Piggy, which makes this even harder for me. And what you actually need to do is complete 2 chapters of the game, Chapter 9 and Chapter 12. And in Chapter 9, you need to get this chip that you will keep in Chapter 12. And by using the chip in Chapter 12, you will get a badge called Keymaster, which will give you the glitch key item in Pig 64, which is used to open a mysterious door that I will talk more about further in the video. So keep watching if you want to get to that point. So right now I'm going to show you footage of me beating Chapter 10, or the mall. But if that's too boring for you, then that's okay. You can just skip to the timestamp on the screen. But just so you can see how seriously I took this, I even ended up shrinking my avatar so that my hitbox would be much smaller, and that helped me a lot in getting past the lasers. You see, in most Roblox games, the accessories are not collidable, and that means you can walk right through them. But I think that in Piggy that's not the case, because sometimes my avatar doesn't even touch the lasers and I die, and I think it's because of my wings hitbox. But now that I had completed chapter 10, it was time to move on to chapter 12, and... Why is he purple?
No, 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 no.
Nah, man. What did copyright do to this, bro? But continuing on with the story, I was quite nervous for this chapter because I had watched the Think Noodles video and he said that you had to do this all in one go. So if I lost, it would be Jover. But then I read the comments and thankfully you didn't actually have to do it all in one go. So if you also want to try this, then you will know it's not that bad. But something interesting that I noticed while playing chapter 12 is that it's not that hard. Even though it's the final chapter of book 1, even chapter 10 manages to be harder. I'm not going to make much commentary on this part because there is not much to say, but I'll be playing the gameplay in 2x speed or more. So after activating this thing, I ran to this room, got the chip, and put the chip inside that weird orb thingy.
I forgot to mention that the chip was what was needed to activate the thing, and then the glitch key was actually one I needed to put inside the orb.
And there you go, I got the badge, finally. And now that I had the badge, it was time to move on to Pick 64. There it is, the Keymaster badge. I took out the key from my inventory and opened up that weird door. And it's you again! But this time you're crying and you have no face. But I knew exactly what to do next. Totally didn't watch a tutorial for this. So I pulled the 4 levers in the mall. Then I had a little trouble rolling the dice 4 times in this room, but I managed to do it. And a little tip from me if you are also having trouble with this part is that you have to roll the dice 4 times all in a row. You can't leave the room then come back. It has to be all in the same session. And as you can see here, I started getting a little angry in the chat. But I eventually memorized all of the 4 numbers that I got from the dice and put them in this code for the vault. And after I opened the vault with the code I got, there was this little mouse guy inside. And after being told by him that I'm the freaking Matrix, I moved on into the next step. Then the next step was to go to the city map and jump into this specific window and grab this photograph of Mrs. P and give it to Mr. P. And there you go. Wait, why are you crying? Wait, no cry. Oh my god! You flooded the whole map! Alright, so the step after this is to rotate all of the valves in the map. They are scattered around, underground, and also in the surface. It's normal for the map to stay flooded even though you have interacted with all of the valves. So if you are wondering if you did anything wrong, then don't worry, you haven't. Here is a quick funny clip out of context of me glitching out. So next up, you had to equip the boombox, and if you haven't bought it yet, then just go buy it already, and sit by the claw machine. By equipping the boombox, you can actually control the claw machine. It's a bit tricky, but all you need to do is memorize the song names and see the capital letter in each one of them. I won't go too much detail on how to do this, but if you want to learn it yourself, then watch a tutorial. And the objective with the claw machine is to catch the Mrs. P doll. And after you catch it, you'll have to go back to Mr. P and give him the doll, which will literally make him delete himself from existence. And then you need to steal his hat and equip it. Then you will go back to the vault that you opened with the 4 numbers that you rolled with your dice and talk with the mouse again. And this time he will give you a suitcase. Now you will need to equip the hat and the suitcase at the same time. And by doing this in the overworld, you will be able to access this building. Then all you need to do is search up a tutorial and there will be a code for the building. I have absolutely no idea how people discover this code, but let's just use it. And now you have officially entered the Shadow Realm. Now you need to talk to this Paco guy, whoa, you're huge, and enter this code. Now you will be able to trade with him. And now the second to last step that you need to do to complete this game once and for all is to find all of the items to trade with him. And something that I noticed while getting the items is that they have names that don't make any sense. Is this some kind of riddle where if you combine all of the unfinished phrases, you get one huge phrase which tells all of the lore of the game? Well, you'll have to discover that in a future video, because I'm too lazy to do that right now. And I also like the fact that in the glitch world, all of the other world's songs are remixed. And whoa! Why is this room so realistic? But to get the final 3 items to craft the Bright Blade, you needed to complete these pipe puzzles. I had so much trouble doing this because of 2 reasons. Number 1, I couldn't click on the pipes, and number 2, I had absolutely no idea what I was supposed to do with them. But eventually, I discovered why I couldn't click on the pipes, and it was because I had the suitcase on! I felt so much rage in this moment. And then I eventually discovered that you had to connect the bottom left pipe with the top right pipe. And from there, it was quite easy. And after I completed the 3 puzzles, it was time to trade with Paco. And by the way, I don't think you can leave the glitch world and come back to the normal one. You have to leave the game, then come back to the game, and you'll be in the normal world again. And alright, there is an invisible NPC. Let's just ignore that. And just so I can 100% complete the game, I will buy the umbrella before I buy the Bright Blade and the other things. So it's grinding time! And there you go! Let's equip the the Bright Blade. And oh my god, it's huge! May the force be with you. And now, the last step is to, well, let's say eliminate a player. And that's why I joined the public server. Now I just gotta find a player. You can't distinguish NPCs from players, so I'll just have to spam the attack button until I find a player. But now, you could also eliminate the shopkeeper. But why would I do that? I'm not that evil. So supposedly, I now just gotta swing this at the right place.